perhaps they come late or they want to see it at another time, they may do so. So I just want to make sure that you are aware this is being recorded. Okay. Alrighty. Let me present. Share that screen. Okay. Okay. Can everyone see the this yellow screen that says connecting people and technology? If you can see that, if you could kind of give me a thumbs up and okay, right on. Thank you. I see that. All right. So again, thank you for joining us this morning. It's a real pleasure to kickstart our first of many coffee hours that will be happening this year. It will happen on the second Thursday of each month, based on different themes and interests of the community and things that are coming down the calendar. So our first one is today. It starts at 9:30, and it says to 10 o'clock. But if we go over a few minutes, we go over a few minutes. No problem at all. We are asking that before the sessions. I think last week when I sent out my October letter, if people have questions ahead of time, they can feel free to share those questions with us, so we can be better prepared to answer those questions. But yeah, let's get started. And at the opening school assembly this year, the theme that was introduced was to connect. And so everything we do here at ASM actually relates to this, connecting. It starts with our mission statement. It's evident in our motto, building bridges across cultures. It's essential to teaching and learning and life in general. And it's also, it's been said to be a mark of intelligence. The ability to connect the abstract and the concrete, to use concepts and relationships to arrive at generalizations. So as our first coffee hour, we decided to start by sharing why and how we are connecting people during the COVID-19 era through the use of technology. So I want to introduce myself and my co-presenter here. Again, those of you who don't know me, I am Casey Osato, the new head of school here at ASM. And joining me today also is Mr. Abdurrahman Lamamsi, who is our IT director. And you can find both of us by email. It's on this slide below. So again, thank you for joining us today. So the role and power of technology to enable connections, support the free exchange of ideas and advanced knowledge is really evident, I think, in this upper school class photo that was taken just last week, actually, of students collaborating on a science lesson with distance learning and face-to-face students. Although the pandemic has actually required us to be physically separated and distanced, we remain socially and intellectually connected in new ways, empowered by the tools of technology. But something I wish to underscore, and Mr. Lamamsi as well, is at the foundation of any meaningful relationship or human connection is this sense of shared values. And at ASM, among some of our values that we seek to foster and instill in our students and our teachers, our staff, our parents, our community, because we are a learning community, all of us. Among some of those values are respect, trustworthiness, responsibility, resilience, and persistence. So no matter the mode of connection, whether it be face-to-face or distance learning, the values remain unchanged. And likewise, our goals, like academic excellence, focusing on individual potential, developing and acting good character, and having a global perspective are as strong as ever. And moreover, our principles are revealed in the profile of our graduates. So included among these principles, principal characteristics, is the ability to make reflective and analytical connections. And the expression of our mission, the values, the goals, and principles is really determined through how we connect. Now, we've gone from strictly face-to-face instruction last year, before last March, to a combination this year of face-to-face and distance learning. And we understand that any change in how we connect brings consequences, some of which have occurred on a small scale, while others have been far-reaching and more systemic, affecting networks, such as the whole school. And these have implications for teaching and learning, and importantly, the relationships. Some of you might be familiar with the work with Brené Brown. She's a psychologist, works with business organizations and whatnot, a really dynamic speaker. But she defines connection as the energy that exists between people when they feel seen, heard, and valued, when they can give and receive without judgment, and when they derive sustenance and strength from relationship. Excuse me. Indeed, Brené Brown is right. I think human connection is an energy exchange between people who are paying attention to one another. Be it a teacher and a student, or a student and a student, like you saw the photo above, or parent and staff. It really has the power to deepen the moment and inspire and change and build trust. So 2 important ideas on connection have direct implications for education and our community's physical and mental health. The first relates to satisfying relationships. Dozens of studies have shown that people who have satisfying relationships are happier. They have fewer health problems and they live longer. And who doesn't want that? Conversely, a relative lack of social ties is associated with depression and later life cognitive decline, which is why human connection is so important. Secondly, when researchers refer to this idea, this concept of social connection, they mean the feeling that you belong to a group and generally feel close to other people. So scientific evidence has strongly suggested that this is a core psychological need essential to feeling satisfied with your life. And we at ASM consider our students, our parents, our staff, we understand that human connection is integral to our purpose at ASM, and building bridges or connections and relationships across cultures. Therefore, ASM has made significant investments in technology and continues to do so, but only as a tool, as a means to an end, but not the end itself. And this is where Mr. Lamamsi will be picking up on the stage.
Good morning, everyone. So this slideshow is basically showing the tools that help us stay connected. So, for example, we have we got the Office 365, that it's a tool for students to use and have a hands-on. So they learn how to do the typing and how to communicate with each other. Also, we are using the Gmail suite. The reason number one we're doing that is because of the safety and security that provides for our students and our teachers. Also, we're using a Plus Portal by Redeker. It is a software. It's a kind of a gateway to staying connected with our parents, students, and staff via a secure online web portal. So basically, it's a great tool that we have, that we use, and it has a lot of features. And even this year, we have an integration, or it's been more than 6 months now that this tool has an integration with our Google Classroom. So this is really helping a lot. We also have, in this slide, we have the CISO. This is a learning management system. We did a lot of research, and we talked to a lot of teachers that had experience with this tool. It's a platform for student engagement. Teachers can empower students to create, reflect, share, and collaborate. It is a great tool. We got it, in the summer, and we had the teacher look at it and evaluate, and they're all happy about it. The student can show what they know. Basically, they can use that's what students like. They use photos, videos, drawing, PDFs, and links, etc. It's very simple to get student work in one place and share with families, and nothing is shared without teacher approval. So that's one of the good things about this software. It is not like all the other softwares in the market. We have like an admin dashboard where we can control everything. So we know what's going on. We have a support, so we can track the activities of the kids. And so basically, it's at ASM, it's all about safety and security. And so this is basically a good tool. We have the Google Classroom also in the slide. And this year, we made a very good change. We added students' emails, and this is basically helping a lot, because a lot of features that come with the Google Classroom or G Suite in general require us to have student emails. It was a lot of work that was done during the summer to create all the student emails and make sure it's all safe, it's secure. So and with this option, this allows us to have a feature. It's a very good feature. It's called Guardian Email and Summaries. So this feature of Guardian Email and Summaries works only if the students have a school emails, which is great. So it's like one family now. So all the teachers, all the staff, all the students are from the same domain. So they all have at asm.ac.ma extension. So we can control, we see what they're doing, things like that. So also, we're using a Google Meet. Basically, the Google Meet, as you know, it allows connection between students and parents and teachers, as well as it offers opportunities for global connections with people and classroom worldwide. We have the option with this G Suite to let students even connect with other students in other schools, and but in a safe way. So we have the way to control that also. We have the social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channels. Also, so I don't have to forget about the school website. We designed a brand new from scratch school website, and I want to say thank you to Muad for all the effort that he did. Both of us, him and I, and other members of the staff, but mainly Muad and I worked so hard to make this website over the summer. And this is just a start. We are still working in improving it, adding more integration to it, making it live all the time. So this is something great. I'm so proud of this project. Other tools. This is just that not in this slide. That's making us connect with people. This is just one of the. We're using a PTC online parent-teacher conferences. So this is a tool. It's an online tool. I can consider this as a way to also connect with parents and make it easy for them to schedule time with our teachers. We go to the slide number 8. So this is, as we talked about, we create in the Gmail, we created emails for students from all the way grade 1 to grade 12. And this will allow, allows of ease of communication between teachers and we said and student. And it is, of course, safe and secure. We talked about CISO also. So the good thing about this software, as I said again, it has like a digital contents already made by other teachers around the world. So that allows teacher to go and look at what's done in other schools, and that's also a way to connect between them. The Google Classroom, it's always there are always changes. That's one of the things. The reason why we're using this tool, this virtual classroom, it's because there are always features, and Google, as you know, always making changes and upgrading their software. So with this Guardian email summary, it allows the parent to see the missing work, the upcoming work, the class activity. I encourage all the parents to accept the invitation. Normally there is an email that should be coming from the teachers, and the parents, they have to go and say yes and accept the invitation. So that way they turn on this feature so they can get emails either weekly or daily. As we said, we have the Plus portal always updating. There are a lot of new features. As we said, integration with the Google Classroom. The Google Meet, a lot of features. The Nest Hub Max, hand raising. When somebody wants to do something, they can just raise their hand. The breakout rooms. It's adding more additional moderator controls. Now the new feature coming up is to be able to have 2 group of people, maybe students and teachers, connect at the same time, just like they are one. So one group is one person, the other group is one person. They can collaborate. So we talked about social media, the new ASM website, the integration with the Facebook, Instagram, all that in the other page. We can go to the next page. This is talking about the infrastructure at ASM. So because of the distance learning, and also because we have 2 things here. We're teaching students here and we're teaching students at home. So this is really taking a lot of bandwidth. So, and we were thinking about what would be the good way to do this and handle this, and also to look at the future. So we try to do a technology. It's called the gigabit technology, where all the devices at school, starting from the cables, from the plugs, from the servers, from the switches, from the firewalls, from the computers that we have at school. So it's basically it's all the devices that we have at school, they have to meet this technology of 1 gigabyte. And this is not really something easy to be done. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of time, but we also worked in this during the summer, and we decided to improve our infrastructure. So what we did, we got firewalls, 2 firewalls to have what we call active, passive. So we're always connected all the time, always safe. What we did also is we tripled our bandwidth, from 400 meg to 1.4 gigabyte of bandwidth. So this will make sure all the teachers, students here at home, they're all the time connected with no disconnection. We also got access points, and our plan is to have all the school 100% Wi-Fi availability, because before we had access point outside of the classrooms. Now we have all of them inside the classrooms, because now all the students are bringing their laptops, iPads, iPhones. You can have one student with 3 devices and all connected at the same time. So we added access point to all the classrooms, so to make sure everybody is connected. The next page, we also improved our internet connectivity, and as we said, to reach the 1 gig feature, we have to have all the devices that can go to this 1 gig feature. Okay, they have to all meet this requirement. So we also got what we call a load balancer. This will ensure that all the students, the teachers, they equally have connections. We don't want just the teacher to have a good connections, or only the students, or so. This making sure it's load balancing the connections and giving each section of the school the connection needed. Also, we got servers for our classrooms and administration. So it's top line servers. They also meet the 1 gig technology. Of course, the switches, they have to be the same. So as I said, this is a huge change in the infrastructure. We still have a little bit of here and there to meet all this. It's going to be this year. It might be around 70 to 80%, and by the end of the year, hopefully, we should be able to meet the 100%. Because this takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of money too. So we can go to the next page. Also, we're making sure that, just in case of, we don't want this to happen, but you never know. If we go back and all the teachers go back to their, to teach from home, they all have a good connection, stable connection. So basically the school is subsidizing internet connection for all the teachers and all assistant teachers to always ensure continuity of education in all situations. And also, this is not just in case they all teach from school, but at the same time to do their job at night. So they don't have to worry about connection being lost. We're guaranteeing that any place where there is a fiber connection, the teacher, they should be able to get that fiber connection, and the school is paying for, subsidizing for that. Yeah, we can go to the next page. Yeah, this just basically some numbers here, just showing the the productivity from September until now. Actually, it's not until now, it's until 4 days ago, because those numbers were taken from our system. So we have 3,447 Google Meet sessions that were done just from the beginning of school until now. So this is a lot. So also we have 1.54 terabyte of data storage, that's been used in our Google Drives across the board, like teachers, students. We have 167,875 outgoing emails. So, and also incoming emails, 25,554 emails. And imagine all those emails have to be delivered to students, teachers, staff, and they all have to be saved. They all have to be scanned. They all have to be secure. So this is a huge number of connection. So this is just showing the connections between teachers, students, and the staff. Yeah, we can go to the next. So this is yours, Casey. You want to unmute? Casey, you need to unmute.
Sorry, I couldn't get the screen to, can you hear me now? I couldn't get it,
Yes, yes.
the pop-up screen to let me speak. So thank you, Abdurrahman, for providing the wonderful details of all the things ASM is doing to try to help us connect with you, your students, your children. Really big help. And it really is a collective effort, as Abdurrahman mentioned. Mr. Tijani, the staff, everyone's working hard to make sure that this happens. Back in 2016, a professor at a Stanford Center for Compassion and Altruism Research and Education, her name is Emma Sapala, but she wrote that people who feel more connected to others have lower levels of anxiety and depression. And I think just like now, in me trying to reconnect back with you, the stress level rises. I can't unmute myself. But I think at the end, we know that connected, we have greater empathy for each other, are more trusting and cooperative. And as a consequence, others are more open and trusting and cooperative with us. So I thank you for being open and trusting and patient and cooperative with me as I'm trying to unmute myself. Until the COVID-19 pandemic passes, and hopefully soon, and we can be physically together safely again, let's continue to connect socially, intellectually, thankful for our technology to help us create and strengthen our relationships. So I want to say thank you for joining us this morning, and for Abdurrahman for helping in this presentation as well. I hope the word spreads and more parents will come and join the coffee hour on the second Thursday of each month. If you have any specific questions that you'd like to ask regarding technology, we have our IT director right here. We welcome a few minutes here. I think we're just about right on time, but I think we can probably open it up for a few minutes if you have questions. Feel free to unmute yourself Hopefully it won't be as difficult as it was for me.
Hi, can I just say something, please?
Sure.
Yeah. So, first of all, I want to thank you, Mr. Lamamsi and Mr. Tejani, for putting together a fantastically robust system for the school across platforms, and also for choosing best in class. I think what you've put into place is comparable with the best schools all around the world, and I really am grateful for that. Also, the kids found it very easy to dovetail and hit the ground running thanks to your fantastic support. So I'm really grateful, and I'm sure the kids are as well. I think that the Wi-Fi connectivity probably needs to be bumped up, and I think you're working towards that because there's some sort of delays in loading up stuff in school and things like that. But I just have one observation. I think that now that all this work has gone into place, I think it would be great if the kids over the course of the year, apart from becoming users of technology, become creators of technology and become creative using technology. So, for example, I noticed a trend that the schools no longer want PowerPoint presentations from kids during lockdown, and they're telling kids come up with more innovative and creative ways of presenting. For example, your project on American history, so they had to make a little movie, or they had to enact something, a little drama. So I think it'll be great over the course of the year, because everything obviously is going to be electronic, whether it's your presentation or most of it is going to be electronic. If the kids bump up their skills, so for example, they learn movie making softwares, or they learn Adobe Illustrator, or they do, for example, my son yesterday got a electronic DJ kit to make electronic music. And Marrakesh itself has a lot of creative, they have the ESAF school for movie making, they have the Oasis Digital Music Festival. So there's a whole bunch of people working in this field. So I think it'll be great over the year if our kids can develop skills and become creative users of technology.
Do you want to comment on that? I'm happy to comment on that, Abdurrahman.
Go ahead. That's
okay,
fine.
okay. Thank you, Pratipal, for that comment. It's interesting that you should mention that, because in the last full faculty meeting on Wednesday, I actually had brought up I asked the staff, if you have any passions, I want to learn about them, I want to know about them. And one of the specific ones I mentioned was graphic design.
Fabulous.
Yeah, because I am fully aware of the the interest of the students in this area, and two, really the job opportunities for
Absolutely.
these students. At the previous school I was at, we had an amazing graphic design studio production teacher who actually he never completed his undergraduate degree because he was in such high demand, and he's currently working for a television news station as basically their production manager. But at school, he ran a full television studio that we had. He was gifted in the web design and graphic. You mentioned Adobe. Yes, he was. And so this is an area that we're actually looking into, and we've reached out previously, actually even before I arrived here, with Columbia University's TLT Learn. You might be familiar with them. It's close by. I think you went to MIT, so
yes.
So Columbia University's TLT Lab and Fab Learn. It's like a makerspace group, and they've got offices. One of the people in there, she's Diane. She's in Stanford. One lady's in Livia's in Chile, Santiago, and he's Paulo, who was working at Stanford. He is now at Columbia in the TLT lab. But we're trying to actually, the wheels are in motion to try to develop a PK through 12 continuum, vertical and horizontal alignment, where we're looking at these kind of skill sets to really develop STEAM or STEM, if you include arts, right?
Yes.
education.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's exactly what you said. It's, I mean, I thank you for that. And I thank you for, if you can get it going, because now it's no longer just a fun thing to do on the side. These
Yeah.
jobs and these skills are life-changing for kids. You know, they can set up their own brand, they can work in a festival, they can get a job in social media. You know, these are so important, these areas, and the kids nowadays are interested in this. And it shouldn't be something that they just learn in college. I mean, I think if they have the skills, they can actually get into a better college, and then, you know, develop that passion and turn it actually into a business or a company or a vertical somewhere. I mean, I think that would be life-changing to kids, our kids.
Absolutely. And, you know, as an additional follow-up, I had a conversation with a student, I think it was 2 days ago, a senior, who actually I think has his company back in, I think, in Canada or the States. But and again, I said a student, a senior student working in computers, building games, computer games,
Yeah.
and other related software. But I had a conversation with him, and I said, "Oh, I want to reconnect with you because I want to know what you're doing, and I want you to share your experiences and maybe help us as we're envisioning this for the future of ASM, the kind of programs, and you can be an inspiration for your classmates as well."
Yeah, and also just following up on that, Moroccan kids are actually very artistically creative. They're good at music, they're good at visualization. They have these skills as part of their culture. You know, they're artistic. They just need an opportunity through school.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Are there other questions, or did you want to comment on that as well, Abdurrahman? Or
Basically, you know, as you said, we talked about it when you about a couple of weeks ago about you know, meeting with the people in the US about you know doing kind of a joining and learning from their experience and collaborate with them. So and I think that's a great idea. It's and it's going to happen. I know this is something that again we always go back. You know, technology and money. You know, it's not something cheap to do. You know, it requires a lot of purchase of software and the hardware, and you know, hiring other people. You know, you know, another or a couple of more teachers. You know, for just programming and you know, graphic design, and you know, and I agree. The kids, you know, the kids they should learn all this, because you can't nowadays live without knowing this. You know, they have to learn how to use those tools. You know, sometimes the student they you know, they send their resume, but it doesn't have you know anything on it. You know, just school. You know, but when it has things to do with technology, and they always you know, people prefer them this way because they, you know, they're more demanded in the market. So I totally agree with everything that was said. It's in the plan. We're thinking about it. We will do it. And yeah.
Sorry, can I just say something?
Sure.
You know, I went to MIT, and I'm on the Dean's Advisory Council for MIT. And the architecture school has an amazing media lab, which was life-changing for me when I took courses there. I took holography and many other courses like that. So I'm very happy to speak to the dean to see if there's some way that they can help us, or you know, just bounce off a few ideas. I think that for ASM, I'll do anything. So I'm happy to use.
Thank you. Put that in there. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, for our kids. So I'm happy at this point to maybe bounce it off the dean, that if there's some way that we can work together, or if there's some inputs they can give us, if you're happy for me to do that.
We would welcome it. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you. Very generous of you. Okay. If does anyone else have any other questions? Okay, if not, I will end this session and by thanking you for joining us and for offering these wonderful ideas and sort of gentle reminders. Yeah, we need to keep at this every day. It's absolutely critical for the education of your children and all the children that are here at ASM. Thank you for your time, and I hope you're able to join us at our next coffee hour in November. Okay.
And we should have the Media Lab ready before November, right?
Yeah.
I promise.
That would be wonderful. Yeah. Okay.
A pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.